The Young and the Restless.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Victor Newman just crossed the line that changes everything. This was not just another power move. This was a calculated, multi-layered takedown designed to destroy Phyllis completely. It starts with the pressure. Phyllis is already struggling, running her company with no staff after a coordinated walkout. Most people would fold. She doesn't. She keeps fighting. That's where Victor makes his move. He doesn't confront her directly. He chooses chaos. Victor secretly funds Patty Williams, a woman with a dangerous history, and sets a plan in motion. The goal is simple: create a public meltdown so explosive that it destroys Phyllis's credibility in seconds. Then comes the setup. Phyllis schedules a critical meeting with major business partner. This is her chance to prove she's still in control. Everything depends on this moment. And then it happens. Patty storms in. What follows is total chaos. Screaming, panic, physical confrontation. A controlled business environment turns into a public disaster. Investors watch in shock. Confidence disappears instantly. The meeting collapses. Phyllis losing everything she was trying to hold together. But that wasn't the real plan. That was just a distraction. While all eyes are on the chaos, Victor is somewhere else. Calm, focused, executing the real attack. A silent one. He launches an AI-driven cyber takeover targeting Phyllis's company. No noise, no warning, no defense. By the time the chaos settles, the damage is already done. Her reputation is shattered. Her business is compromised. And Victor's already steps ahead. This is what makes it dangerous. He didn't just attack from the one direction. He attacked from every angle at once. Public humiliation, psychological pressure, digital control, all synchronized. And now comes the real question. What happens when Phyllis realizes the truth? Because this isn't the kind of move you walk away from. This is the kind that starts a war. And if history says anything, Phyllis doesn't stay down. She strikes back harder.
Victor Newman has run schemes before. He has destroyed businesses, manipulated families, and outmaneuvered enemies in boardrooms and back alleys for decades. But what he executes against Phyllis Summers in this storyline is something different. This is not a single move or pressure campaign. This is a coordinated, multi-layered attack that uses a mentally unstable woman as a decoy and artificial intelligence as the actual weapon. And it works because no one sees the real threat coming until it is already too late. Let's break down every piece of it. Where Phyllis stands, fighting alone. Phyllis is running Summers' conglomerate without staff. Every employee she had is gone. Not because they found better opportunities, but because Victor and Victoria paid them off. Systematically, quietly, they bought out her entire workforce and left her standing in an empty office trying to hold the company together by herself. And she is still fighting. That matters. A different person might have read the situation, recognized the power differential, and found a way to negotiate an exit. Phyllis is not doing that. She is scheduling investor meetings, trying to project stability, refusing to let the company die while Victor tightens the pressure around it. The stubbornness that has always defined her is the same quality that has made her Victor's target in the first place. He cannot stand that she will not fall. And so he stops trying to push her and starts trying to detonate everything around her simultaneously. He also fires Michael Baldwin. That move is significant not just as a tactical decision, but as a signal. Michael has been Victor's legal shield for years. His presence in Victor's corner meant there was always a layer of legitimacy around whatever Victor was doing. Removing Michael from the equation means Victor is not concerned about legal cover anymore. He is not trying to stay within any recognizable boundaries. Whatever comes next does not require a lawyer's protection because Victor has already decided he does not care about the constraints that protection implies. The Patty Williams piece, a human weapon. Victor finds Patty Williams and pays her. A large offshore payment, the kind that comes with no paper trail and no public accountability. And in exchange, Patty becomes his instrument. The cruelty of this particular choice is layered. Patty is not stable. She has a documented history of serious, dangerous behavior. She kidnapped Jack Abbott. She drugged him. She caused real and lasting trauma to multiple people in Genoa City. Victor knows all of this. He is not unaware of what Patty is capable of. He is choosing her precisely because of it. He wants unpredictability. He wants someone who will not hold back, who cannot be reasoned with in the moment, who will create maximum chaos without needing much direction once pointed at a target. Victor has used Patty before. He has already leveraged her instability to damage Jack and Diane's relationship. The pattern is established. When Victor needs human chaos delivered without his fingerprints on it, Patty is the instrument he reaches for. And reaching for her again, knowing exactly what she is, knowing what she does to the people she is aimed at, is one of the most morally indefensible things he does in this entire arc. Phyllis is the target. Patty is the delivery mechanism. And the location is the Genoa City Athletic Club, chosen because Phyllis is there trying to do something that matters. Hosting a business meeting, attempting to show investors that Summers conglomerate is still a viable, stable operation worth their confidence. The CAC incident, the public destruction. Phyllis has set this meeting up carefully. She is operating without staff, without the infrastructure that normally supports something like this. But she is doing it anyway because she has no other choice. Investor confidence is the last thread holding the company together, and she is there to hold that thread. Patty bursts in. There is screaming, physical confrontation, chaos that no amount of professional composure can contain or explain away. Patty does not slip in quietly and whispers something unsettling. She arrives violently, publicly, in front of everyone Phyllis needed to impress. The meeting does not just get disrupted, it collapses entirely. The investors sitting across from Phyllis do not see a CEO handling a difficult moment. They see a woman whose business environment includes a screaming, physically aggressive intruder. They see instability. They leave. Phyllis's reputation takes damage in real time, in front of the exact audience she needed to reassure. That is not an accident. Victor selected this moment because it was the one where the humiliation would cost the most. Christine Blair is present during the incident, which pulls the collateral damage into wider territory. Christine is not Victor's target, but she gets caught in the blast radius anyway. That is a consistent pattern with Victor's methods. He does not care about the people standing near his targets. The damage spreads, and he considers it acceptable. But here is the thing about the GCAC incident that makes it even more ruthless than it appears on the surface. It is a distraction. The chaos is real. The humiliation is real. The damage to the investor meeting is real. And all of it is designed to occupy Phyllis's attention completely at exactly the moment Victor needs her looking the wrong direction. The AI attack, the real move. While Patty is creating chaos at the GCAC, Victor executes the actual plan. He launches a cyber attack powered by artificial intelligence, a silent, invisible operation aimed directly at the digital infrastructure of Summers conglomerate. The goal is to plant fake evidence and seize control of assets, while Phyllis is physically present somewhere else dealing with something that feels like the crisis but is actually the cover. This is Victor operating at a level of sophistication that goes beyond anything he has done before. The Patty play is classic Victor. Use a human instrument, create visible chaos. Keep your name off the visible part. But pairing it with an AI-driven digital takeover is a significant escalation. He is not just trying to embarrass Phyllis or pressure her into walking away. He is trying to take the company from her while she is too distracted to defend it. The strategy is precise. Create a real-world emergency that requires Phyllis's full attention and emotional energy. Use that window to execute a digital seizure she will not detect until it's already done. By the time she gets back to her company, if she still has a company to get back to, the control structure has already changed underneath her. Fake evidence planted inside the company's digital records means that even if Phyllis discovers what happened, fighting it becomes extraordinarily difficult. She is not just trying to prove she was attacked. She's trying to prove that documents and records inside her own systems are fabricated. That is a legal and evidentiary nightmare, especially without staff, without Michael Baldwin in her corner, and with her reputation already damaged from the public incident an hour earlier. Victor has closed the doors one by one. No staff, no lawyer, no investor confidence, and now, potentially, no company. What this does to Phyllis, and what comes next. Phyllis ends this sequence humiliated, professionally devastated, and potentially facing the digital theft of everything she built. The emotional weight of that is significant. Phyllis has rebuilt herself from nothing before, has fought back from situations that looked unwinnable, and the knowledge that Victor orchestrated all of this with such precision is the kind of thing that does not produce surrender. It produces rage. Focused, specific, strategic rage. She's going to fight back. That is not speculation. That is just who Phyllis Summers is. The question is how, and with whom. Jack Abbott is the most likely ally. Their history is complicated. Their relationship has never been simple. But Jack has his own unresolved grievances with Victor and a personal investment in what happens to Phyllis that does not disappear just because they are not together. If Phyllis comes to Jack with what Victor has done, the Patty manipulation, the AI attack, the full scope of it, Jack's reaction is not going to be to send her away. The shape of that alliance, and what it does to Jack's already damaged marriage to Diane, is one of the most interesting questions sitting on the other side of this storyline. Because anything that brings Jack and Phyllis into close collaboration is automatically a Diane problem. And Diane is already at the edge of what she can absorb. Victor has executed brilliantly here by his own ruthless standards. He combined a human element, chaotic, unpredictable, emotionally raw, with a technological element that is cold, silent, and invisible. Neither piece alone would have been enough. Together, they created a sequence where Phyllis could not protect everything at once because she did not know she needed to. But Victor's plans have a consistent vulnerability. He wins the first battle and assumes the war is over. And Phyllis Summers has never treated a first battle as anything other than a reason to keep fighting. This is Victor at his most dangerous and his most indefensible. He knowingly weaponized a mentally ill woman, used her suffering and instability as a tool, caused real damage to innocent bystanders in the process, and used the cover that created to execute a digital crime against someone who is already fighting with nothing. The strategy is brilliant in the cold, technical sense. The human cost of it is considerable and entirely Victor's responsibility. Phyllis is down. She is not out. And the version of Phyllis that comes back from this, humiliated, stripped, and fully aware of exactly what Victor did and how, is going to be one of the most motivated adversaries Victor has faced in a long time. The war between them is not over. It is just shifting to the next phase.